Alright, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the long-awaited guns fight again. And this time, it's AK-47 versus, finally, the AR-15. Let's get to Silverwood, shall we? The first round, which one has better damage? Alright, for the AK, it's 29 damage, not too shabby. And for the AR-15, it is 24 damage. So, basically, quick maths, I think that's like a 5 damage loss. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Haha, I did not fail classes. And yeah, so AK gets a point for that one because everyone likes that much more damage, really. Alright, second challenge, headshot damage. AK does 52 damage per headshot, and AR does 42 damage per headshot, so a 10 damage decrease. Wow, AK is actually destroying them, actually. Round 3, rate of fire. Oh, what's it called? AK got a point for that, obviously. Number 3, rate of fire. AK has 0.18 of a rate of fire, and the AR-15 has a 0.13 rate of fire. So, the AR-15 does shoot a little bit faster than the AK, which does mean it does technically get a point for that. The next challenge, magazine capacity. The AK has 35 bullets and 210 bullets on the side, so 35 bullets per mag, 210 on the side, and the AR-15 has 25 bullets and 200 bullets on the side. So basically, it's technically a 10 bullet loss for the AR-15. It needs 10 more bullets in the mag and 10 more bullets on the side, while the AK has 10 more bullets and 10 more bullets on the side. So yeah, technically the AK does win it because who does not like a lot more ammo, really? Next up is accuracy. Now, these guns don't show anything about accuracy, but I can tell from the many games I played that the more accurate one is the AR-15. This gun's accuracy is on point, which I'm pretty sure is why many people love it, is because you can just crank headshots like crazy. AK, yes, the headshot accuracy is really good, I guess, but the only thing is because of its fire rate, it doesn't really do that great, but still, AR-15 does win it because of the accuracy, especially for long range too. That's when it's really good. Next up is the abilities. Do any of these guns have any abilities? And of course, no weapons have any abilities. For an example, the baseball bat has an ability to where it can one-shot chillers only, while these guns, of course, they don't have any abilities specifically like that or anything really, so none of them get a point here. Next up is the price. Which one is cheaper? And basically, these are exactly the same. Actually, no, the AR-15 is 100 coins less than the AK, which I'm not too sure about that, but premium, or as you can say, the diamond, is exactly the same. So I'd say, of course, that the AR-15 does win it because it's only 100 gold cheaper. Wow, these are more or less just really accurately like, oh, you're missing 10, or you're missing directly this much from this gun. Anyway, the next challenge is the popularity. Which gun is a lot more popular? And for some reason, I see that the M16 is a lot more popular, or M16, AR-15, I don't know why I keep saying M16. AR-15 is a lot more popular than the AK. I don't know why many people like the AR-15. Probably because it just has the, what's it called, looks of like a SWAT gun, and not many other people really want an AK really, so I guess that's probably why. But yes, it does get a point for popularity. Next up is the fun scale. Which gun is just fun to use overall? Which gun will just bring you joy instead of just being like, oh, but it's too powerful, like the laser rifle? And in my opinion, I had fun with both of these guns. These guns just did their jobs quite well. Now, the M16, or fuck's sake, AR-15, it just didn't really strike me as too much fun because the amount of damage it did per shot and headshot didn't just kill the infected fast enough, and it really wasn't necessarily the greatest, but I guess the animations and stuff were just okay. So really, I do have to give it to the AK because it's a lot more fun with the damage, the looks of it, and overall just the sound of the gun, while the AR-15 just doesn't really compete with that too much. Next up is my final thing, is the suggestion. Putting aside all the facts, I'm going to be talking about my favorite, or just the overall which one should you choose if you just started playing or you want to permabuy. And this is, of course, the AK. The AK demolishes the AR-15 by a long shot. Number one, damage and basically ammunition. If you just started playing this game and you're wondering which one of these guns is better, AK is going to do 100%. It does a lot more damage, has a little bit more ammo, and the fact that literally it's a coin weapon is just amazing. It's literally like the Galil, but a lot better version of it because of the ammo, damage, not exactly rate of fire, but still, rate of fire just still is good. Even if you think the AK is even that good, it literally does a crap load of damage against basically all the other zombies. If you are really good with headshots, just aiming for headshots all the time, you'll kill zombies, or as you could say infected, with ease and in little seconds and a little bit amount of time. AR-15 on the other hand is just a really accurate gun with far range and headshots, that it does do a lot of damage for the headshots. It just takes a while to kill them, because if the zombies are constantly jumping all around, it's kind of a little bit hard to kill them, because of course your shots are all obviously going to be super accurate. And your AK on the other hand is not necessarily accurate all the time, but the amount of damage it does with the fire rate and everything else like that just makes it a lot more better and much more of a reliable gun to use than the AR-15. So if you're ever wondering which gun to actually use, I'd say go for the AK. The AK is probably one of the best primaries in the games next to the shotguns and snipers. So if you're wondering, go for the AK.